Tonight, I truly appreciate you. Thank you for the energy. Thank you for all that you do for our team. And I can't wait to celebrate with you this weekend as we are all so excited. All of us ladies and even some men for Friday night are headed to none other than Girl Hold My Hand in Detroit, where none other than our visionary, the #1 female network marketer in the entire world, our coach. I tell you, documentation beats conversation all day long, and to be attached to an incredible woman who definitely leads by results. That's what we have, 1,000 families strong. And so I'm super excited to definitely be in the atmosphere this weekend as lives are changed, as lives are taken to the next level, as we truly come together, connect, collaborate, and celebrate one another. So team, to all of you that are chiming in this evening, yes, I am on Facebook Live. If you want to definitely go out there, check me out. Having difficulty, I believe Nate is going to get us on 1,000 families, but I'm on my page, Pam Mickens McCray, and I am also on Instagram. I'm on all these different channels, all these different gadgets. I think I saw Coach Stormy talking about something that would allow us to connect these platforms, and I know if she's got something like that, it is definitely gonna be powerful. But I wanna say to all of you that maybe this may be your very first call. Welcome to this call. Welcome to the fact that you made a decision that you are going to be the CEO and take charge of your business. You see, a lot of times people don't realize and understand, but plugging in is one of the keys to your success. And it's so unfortunate because I see people who say, I want this. Yes, I believe I want to be the next 5-figure earner. I want to be the next person to make $250 to $1,000 a week. And they never plug into any of the information. They never take the time to realize that they truly are the CEO of their business, that in order to be successful in this industry, you have to realize that if it's to be, it's up to me. Too many times do people join businesses like this and they're looking upon their sponsor. They're saying, well, my sponsor didn't do this, or my sponsor didn't do that, or my sponsor didn't call me. And honestly, real talk, ladies and gentlemen, one of the principles that I learned a long time ago is that you got to dig in and do this business. Yes, this is network marketing. We're connected, but we all have individual businesses. And one of the things that I can tell you is that I'm connected to, I was sponsored by the #1 female network marketer in the entire world. And even before she got that position, she's always been that person that everything she touched turned to gold. And so I can tell you that Coach Stormy was not picking up the phone and calling Pam McCray. I pick up the phone and I call Coach Stormy, and I kept calling Coach Stormy until I could get Coach Stormy on the line because I realized she's very busy. I respect her and I value her time. So that's one of the little nuggets that I'm dropping on this call tonight to let you know that, listen, team, listen to all of you that are saying yes, that you got to make a decision that you're going to plug in and do the work, because you cannot waste your leader's time. We are here to help you to succeed, but you got to make a decision that you're going to do the work, because it's not enough to say that I want to win, but you're not willing to sacrifice in order to get this thing done. You see, any time that you put your hands to something that's going to create success, know that it is going to take some work. So what are you willing in order to put in order to now create the success that you want to have as you are now getting your business started, as you are saying yes to Total Life Changes, because it is definitely going to take sacrifice. It's going to take a commitment. I've been saying, all the time recently that so many people commit, but not enough people are committed. And there is a difference. You see, it's one thing to say I commit, but it's a whole nother avenue to be the committed, to be the ones that are actually going to do the work, to be the ones that are going to lead, that are going to follow our lead, to not sit back and to say, I'm waiting on someone to share this with me, or I'm waiting on someone to tell me what the compensation plan is, or I'm waiting on someone to walk me through the back office, or I'm waiting on someone to give me a phone call, or I'm waiting on someone to show me how to get my binary, how to put a person on the left or how to put a person on the right, when there's actually some resource sections in our back office where there's little questions on how do I enroll someone, how do I do this, how do I do that. You see, CEOs take charge. CEOs operate businesses. And so we have a business here called Total Life Changes, a vehicle. But the beautiful thing about it, ladies and gentlemen, is that you can grab a hold of the information, you can plug into the system, you can make a decision that, you know what, I'm going to pay attention to what's going on, I'm going to get on these phone calls, I'm going to grow, I'm going to do what's necessary. But yet you have all of us who are definitely here to assist you, here to help you get your business done, here to help you to get things going. And so I learned a long time ago, okay, finally, that when somebody says build a list, when somebody says open your mouth, when someone says that it takes massive exposure, massive momentum, you got to move very, very quickly, because it's business. I wish somebody was watching me and can bring me some water, but and truly have a business that it takes speed, right? Money loves speed. So why is it that you get in and you don't move? Why is it that we say events change lives and you don't show up at an event? Because it sounds like cliche principles, but these are principles to where I learned a long time ago that you cannot participate in the promise unless you're willing to practice the principles. You see, I've been blessed to be attached to greatness along the way in this industry, to where I began to learn the principles. And that's the reason why, just like Sonia shared at the top of this call, for those of you want to make sure that at 10 o'clock, you are jumping on 9 laws of success. You need to go to our pages and go and register for that. Why? Because there's certain principles in order to succeed at anything in life that you are going to have it. Thank you, my incredible husband, watching the training. Appreciate you, baby. So there's certain principles that you are going to have to follow in order to create success. That's what it boils down to. And so when you think about what we do, there's a couple things that I'm gonna talk about on this call tonight, and honestly, whatever comes to mind, because I can tell you that I am truly pouring what's in me just out of you tonight, because I ran in from working out, because yes, I'm committed. I didn't just commit to this 21-day challenge. I'm committed to working out. I'm committed to the people that have joined this extreme body challenge, that we are working out with people online, with those that are committed, that come out and help us to get it done right here in Miami. So I literally ran in, but guess what? I'm here to give you what's already on the inside of me. You see, Coach Stormy said today on the Wake Up and Win call, everything that you need is either around you or is in you. And the only way that things can get in you, on the inside of you, is if you begin to put those things inside of you, because you cannot give something that you don't have. You see, you can only fake the funk in this industry for so long, before honestly things begin to come to a head and there's no success that's going to happen. But when you're serious about building this business, when you're serious about making change, you see, I'm coming off an event. Okay, guys, listen, I'm fired up, I'm pumped up, because yes, events change lives. You see, I had the honor and the pleasure to be at our corporate office in none other than Detroit. You see, I made a decision. Yes, I'm going to Detroit this weekend, and I'm about to turn around and go and get my blessing this following weekend. But I can tell you that being in the atmosphere, going to our corporate office on Friday and celebrating, and being in the atmosphere of our incredible leaders, being in the atmosphere of corporate who gives of themselves every single day in order to help us have a successful business, being able to be around the best CEO in the entire world, Mr. Jack Fallon, to feel his heart, to see his passion, to see the love, to see the joy. It is truly family. To be around incredible people like John Licari and Scott Banya and Rosa and all of the people that give. You see, there's nothing like surrounding yourself in that atmosphere. There's nothing like being in the midst of the vision. And I can tell you that we had a great time. You see, we come together not just to get healthy, not just to get wealthy, but we come together to have fun, to be around our VP of sales, and the incredible, none other than Mr. Kenny Lloyd and Shantae Lloyd, to be around the VP of sales of South America, Bolo, all of these people. You see, ladies and gentlemen, these people give tirelessly in order for us to have a business that we're able to build. They give tirelessly in order to make sure that we have the products that are the #1 products in the entire world. And so therefore, anytime you have the opportunity to get in the atmosphere, anytime you have the opportunity to come together and celebrate others. You see, I learned a long time ago that you cannot expect to be celebrated until you first begin to celebrate others. You celebrate others so that one day you will be celebrated. And so on Saturday, when we came together and story after story after story crossed the stage, story of people sharing their testimonies, story of people shedding tears because of how our products changed their life, how they said yes, and now they were able to take back their health, how they they said yes, and they were able to achieve their weight loss goals that they had tried for so long, had tried everything, goals in which they were trying to take back their health and nothing was working. You see, to be in the atmosphere and to feel that energy and to know what you're a part of, there is nothing like that ever. And so know that for real, you never want to miss an event that you qualify for, because events, we build from event to event. And our company has committed to literally putting on these different events in the different cities. And the next event that's coming up is Raleigh, North Carolina. So you should be going to backtobasicstour.com and finding out that information and clicking and being in the atmosphere. Why? Because you want change, you want to get something, you want to build your business. Well, we got to treat it like a business. So there's also a contest going on. You see, to see and to hear the stories of the winners who got the free trip there, who got that rowing machine. Man, I want me one of them rowing machines. Them rowing machines are no joke, but doggone it, I ain't got no more weight to lose. But I'm gonna tell you, but to see the tears, to see the heartfelt, pain of what these people went through, to see their wives, their children, and how they're able to play with their kids again, to be able to do things that they couldn't do, to just feel that and to see that and to celebrate them. Ladies and gentlemen, there is nothing like that. So that Raleigh contest is funny because they put me on Front Street. I could have swore I said it, but TLCRaleighContest.com. Okay, that is where you want to go. In order to submit your before and after picture. Okay, you have not because you asked not. But if you're a part of TLC and you don't even have your story, right? If you're a part of Total Life Changes, that's where it starts with, ladies and gentlemen. You have to make sure that you get you a 30-day story. So if you're that person, maybe you don't need to lose any weight. Wonderful, fall in love with the products, but you still got to have you a 30-day story. You still got to have something in order to share with everyone, a 60-second commercial to where now people can feel your passion, people can feel that these products have begun to change your life. But if you're that person that says, you know what, I can stand to lose some weight, I need to drop some pounds, I am a part of a health and wellness company that has the #1 detox tea in the entire world that's going to help you to lose 5 pounds in 5 days. And ladies and gentlemen, it's time. Okay, it is time out for not becoming a product of the product. It's time out for saying, you know what, I've arrived, and maybe you still need to keep on going. Too many times we might achieve a goal, right? But we know that we need to keep on going in order to represent the company that we're a part of. And it's not about being skinny. I say this all the time, but being at what is your ideal weight? What is your ideal health position that you need to put yourself in order to now feel at your absolute best? So if you need to still keep on going, don't stop. Keep on sipping on the tea. Keep on taking the NutriBurst. Keep on taking the NRG. If you need the resolution, commit to the 1,200 calorie diet plan and do what's necessary in order to get this thing done. So I'm fired up, y'all. Yes, because I was blessed to be in Detroit, Michigan, in the atmosphere as lives were changed, as people came in. And it's crazy because, Detroit is wide open. They asked the question, how many people are here from Detroit? And very few people stood up. But those that were there, they said, you know what? Watch us now. We're about to put Detroit on the map. I was excited because, when you begin to do some things, then what's going to happen is when you begin to really promote and do the things that you're supposed to do, you end up getting guests in the house. And so I had guests come out, last minute. I met on Instagram. And so, but imagine if we step up our promoting, imagine if we really get intentional in the activity that we're doing and we begin to build upon the fact that we now are a master promoter, because we know that next event is about 30 days away. So therefore you start to target that area, right? You start to really dive in so that you can connect with people and now begin to now share it and now get some people in the atmosphere. Ladies and gentlemen, it's powerful. So events definitely change lives. I'm excited to definitely be coming out of Detroit, to be coming off of corporate and you get blessed when you're in the atmosphere, because I don't know if you guys chimed into Fun Friday, but imagine, so you see how much our company wants us to succeed, because those that were there, those that showed up at the event, you see, when you show up, it has its benefits, okay? When you're loyal to doing the activities, it has their benefits. So imagine corporate saying, purchase a freedom kit and get 25 packs of tea for free? Are you kidding me right now? And they allowed each of us to purchase 2 of those, and we also were able to walk off. I don't have it in front of me, but we got the new product. Yes, that soap, that charcoal soap. Why? Because we were in the atmosphere. Do you understand that TLC just gave us literally a product that's going to turn into over $1,000 for free? TLC. Do y'all understand that? Why? Because we were in the atmosphere. You see, we were there. So imagine that. So we all walked off with the benefits of being in the atmosphere. You see, you got to show up in order to go up. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to share that, tonight on this call, because for real, we got to take control and realize and know that it is 100% our responsibility in order to create our success. So therefore, we have to map out a plan and know exactly what we want in our business, and then surround ourselves with others. Surround ourselves with people in which now we can ask questions, we can grow. I'm going to tell you, I was blessed. Let me tell you, I had the opportunity to be in the midst, ladies and gentlemen, of the top retailers in this company. And I tell you, I was honored. They just don't know how much they blessed me. But I was in the midst. I was in the vehicle with none other than Janice Parker. I was in the vehicle with Quanda. I was in the vehicle with Coach Lakeisha. I was in and surrounded. I wasn't in the vehicle with her, but I was with TK Walker. And so, ladies and gentlemen, you guys just don't understand. And so to be in that atmosphere, to be in the midst of their energy, for them to be saying, hey, look at this, Pam. I just sold another Get Fit kit. I just sold this kit. I just got this sale. And see, you guys don't know how much that blessed me, because they were dropping nuggets and I was taking a hold. They don't even realize it. But just like I used to be around Coach Stormy, and every time that I'm around Coach Stormy and I hit record, oh, Quanda, absolutely, Quanda, darling, I caught some nuggets and I was like, okay, I'm going to catch that. I'm going to record that. Oh, absolutely, Miss Janice Parker, I caught some nuggets. Oh, yes, I'm going to record that. Absolutely, Coach Lakeisha, I caught some nuggets. I'm going to record that. Absolutely, TK Walker, I caught some nuggets. I'm going to write that down. I'm going to take that. You see, we got to always be in a position of learning and growing. And these are retail queens getting the doggone thing done. And so I was blessed. But you know what? The only way I could have been there in order to get blessed, in order to be able to get that information, in order to be able to, walk off with that power, was I had to be in position to receive. You see, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And so, yes, absolutely, I got some incredible nuggets. Yes, TK, Detroit was on fire, and we had a great and fabulous time on top of it. And so tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to kick it off. And I've already been talking about it already. Tonight is that for real. You got to show up in your business. Okay, write that down. Show up in your business. That's the first thing. Because at the end of the day, we want to make sure that we are in full control and we really know what a CEO is, what it means to be a boss. Because we could talk about being a boss, but we're not doing boss activities. Okay, so the first thing that we want to realize is that when we want to boss up, you see, boss can mean a couple different things. And write this down for boss, a little acronym that just came to mind. Boss, business, open, so sell something. So for the B, business, for the O, open, for the S, so, and now the next S, sell something. You see, I always heard Coach Stormy say, many times, sell something or die. And that doesn't mean literally die. That means in your business. Because at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, we are in business in order to exchange something. So when we are in business, that means that we have something that we need to exchange in order to now create a sale, in order to create some type of success. So therefore, when we talk about being a boss, business open, so sell something. So is your business opening every single day? Are you taking the time to make sure that at whatever time you get up, and you're getting up, you see, entrepreneurs get up a little earlier than average people, because especially if you're working and you're building this thing on a part-time basis, you got to sacrifice some things. So you might need to get up an hour earlier and go to bed an hour late in order to fit this thing up, in order to get your business done. So therefore, business is open, so you got to sell something on a daily basis. So you got to have that daily goal. I was in the vehicle with these ladies where they were saying, okay, my goal is met for the day. What's next? because they had a daily goal in mind that they went at it and they sat there and they leveraged their cell phones, right? They leveraged social media, but how are they leveraging that? It's because of consistency. It's because they didn't just commit. It's because they're committed to creating the success. And so therefore they're putting in the work necessary and they're not stopping until they get it done. And so therefore that's called bossing up. That's called bossing up. That means that their business is open, so they make a decision that they are going to sell something on that day in order to create the success. I also put a post up earlier today that, in order to have something in life, in order for God to bless something, it means we got to build it, right? We got to build something. We can't sit back and say, Lord, I'm waiting on this. I'm waiting on this miracle to happen in our life. But instead, he's saying, you build it and I'm going to bless it. So we have a business to build. So therefore, in order for us to get the blessing, we got to begin to build this thing in order to now create the success. So built on self-success. That's another acronym for BOSS. Built on self-success. Yes, we're a team. Absolutely. But at the end of the day, if it's to be, it is truly up to me. Because we can tell you as leaders all day long that, retail is the key that unlocks the compensation plan. But you don't go out and you don't retail. We can say all day long that once you begin to retail, going director is the key to the compensation plan. You go director and you focus on helping other people go director. That's the most important rank in the company. Not national director, what I am, not regional, not executive, but a simple going director, because that means that person is now building a binary and they're consistently able to make an extra $250 to $1,000 a week through the compensation plan. But we can say that all day long, but guess what? If you're not willing to put in the work, if you're not willing to build it, if you're not willing to boss up, right? Business open, so sell something built on self-success, right? So therefore, these things have to begin to happen. So now another thing that I want you guys to write down, and I'm going to talk about, because many times we get into this business and we want it, all right? But we're just not putting in the work. And we don't really, we may say, okay, well, I don't know what to do, okay? And I don't know what the system is. Well, I can tell you it's all kinds, it's system after system after system. Plug in, okay? But I can tell you that the first thing that you got to do and realize in a business like this is that nothing will happen in your business's team unless you make a decision to open your mouth. Write that down. I'm a boss. Business is open, so I'm going to sell something built on self-success. So nothing is going to happen unless you're willing to open your mouth in order to get this thing done. You see, I had to learn that. Remember, you guys are listening to somebody who used to be very shy, somebody who wanted to win in this industry, but yet I was not willing to open my mouth in order to create the success. So therefore, I was that person that was sitting back waiting for God to bless something that I was not willing to build. But then when I realized that God is saying, listen, I'm waiting to bless you, but unless you make a decision to build this thing, how can you say you want to be this and that in the industry of direct sales and network marketing, and you're not willing to open your mouth in order for me to now give you the things to say? But how can you open your mouth and be able to speak with confidence unless you're now willing to be that CEO, to boss up, okay, to say business is open, so I got to sell something, to now become a product of the product in order to create my success? How did I get that confidence in TLC? Because I started sipping on this tea. When I lost the 20 pounds in 31 days, my stomach went flat. And I'm like, wait a minute, this product works. Oh, you cannot shut Pam McCray up. It gave me a different walk. It gave me a different confidence about myself, absolutely. And then I realized that I had to boss up, okay? Business was open, so I needed to sell something. I needed to share what I had in my possession, because a closed mouth doesn't get fed. So I want to ask each and every one of you, are you opening your mouth every day? What words are you speaking to yourself? No, you don't say that I'm shy. No, you say I'm bold, I'm confident, I'm fearless, because the power is life and death are in the power of the tongue. So therefore, you got to begin to speak some things. And the things that you want to see happen in your business, you got to know without a shadow of a doubt that you got to get up and you got to speak these things. But then you got to write it down. You got to have that plan. You got to have that daily goal and realize that if I don't open my mouth, nothing is going to happen in my business. So therefore, you have it written down. You have a goal every single day. And now you're being intentional in your activity in order to get this thing done. That's how it's going to happen. So when you know that you got to open up your mouth, ladies and gentlemen, because one of the things that's very key, one of the most important things in building our business, in addition to plugging in and this and that, because you can plug in all day long and never make a dime, okay? Because you don't make a decision to open your mouth. You can be on every call. You can go and print out every resource sheet in the back office. You can watch everybody's video, be on every leader's call, and now you confused because you don't know what to do because everybody teaches something different, okay? And so now, because you don't pick a champion and you don't know who you want to follow and you're all over the place, but anyway, but now you can do all of that. But if you don't open your mouth and if you don't learn how to prospect, okay, prospecting, that is one of the number one things to create success. You see, there's certain principles that you have to have in building a direct sales in a network marketing business. So it's called prospecting. And that's where it comes upon the fact that you got to open your mouth. How are you going to prospect if you're not willing to open your mouth? You see, there's a lot of different avenues that you can now build your TLC business with. Social media is one of them. It's a great avenue to be able to build because we live in a society in which everything is definitely online and things like that. But at the end of the day, you still have to know how to talk. You still have to know how to open your mouth. You still have to know how to prospect. You still have to know how to pull that thing offline, because the next thing after prospecting is you have to have some intentional follow-up. So how are you going to follow up with your people? Are you just going to keep sending out text messages, or are you going to realize that this is a relationship building business? So at some point, I got to talk to these people. At some point, I got to know that the tea got 9 herbs in it. No, I'm not sitting here learning that what ginger do and do all of this and do that. But I know that the tea helps you lose 5 pounds in 5 days, and it flat out works. I know that I heard this testimony and this story because facts tell, stories sell all day long. So I'm going to share some stories because this is how I'm growing. You see, these are the things that you got to be willing to do in order to now create the success. So you're opening up your mouth and you're realizing that, you know what, in order for me to be able to prospect, whether it's I'm prospecting for some customers or I'm prospecting for some business partners, at the end of the day, you got to prospect. And so know and trust and know without a shadow of doubt that opening up your mouth is everything. You see, I talk to people all the time, and we always say, build your list, right? And you want to reach out to your initial people. Why? Because it's a principle. Okay, if you have not built your list and you have not picked up your phone, that's another thing when it comes time. And I'm talking about different ways that you can prospect and reach out to people. But picking up your phone is one of them. You cannot be shy and say that, you know what, I don't want to talk to people. We're in an industry in which you have to open up your mouth. You have to talk to people. So it's not enough. So it's a principle that you build your list and you go through your phone and you reach out to people and you let everybody know what you have in your possession. But maybe you're that person listening in tonight, and maybe you have begun to pick up the phone, or maybe you reach out to people and they're all telling you no. Why is that? Well, you know what? Because this industry is all about the person that you have to become. People don't attach themselves to things that aren't moving, to things that aren't successful. And so therefore, maybe that's the same person that you're picking up the phone and you're telling them that you have an opportunity, but you just borrowed $20 from them last week. Okay, so that's not going to work. So therefore, you always lead with the product. Don't mention opportunity. Opportunity, the word opportunity in our industry is an absolute no-no. People don't want to hear opportunity. 95 to 97% of the world is average, okay? They're comfortable with settling. They're comfortable with getting up and building somebody else's dream, okay? But then you're looking for the 3 to 5%. So that means it's a numbers game. You got to go through the numbers. You got to open up your mouth every single day. You got to prospect. You got to now increase your activity, because if you're not where you want to be, team, in your business, it means that your activity is like this. Okay, raise your activity level, raise the numbers of the things that you're doing on a daily basis, raise the amount of posts if you're on social media that you're posting, okay, with intentional posting, right? You're getting creative because social media is all about attraction marketing. Are you saying something that people want to hear? Are you able to attract people in order to now get them into your DM, into your inbox? You see, ladies and gentlemen, y'all know that song, it goes down in the DM. It goes, I think that's how it goes down in the DM. Yeah, it goes down in the DM and in the inboxes. If you're not getting people in your DM and in your inbox, then you're not doing enough. So you got to step it up. And then once it goes down in the DM, goes down in them inboxes, you got to get good at knowing how to pull that thing on offline. You got to get good at identifying what the people want. It's called sifting and sorting. When you begin to put people into that pipeline. So you got to open your mouth, and now you begin to sift and sort. You're able to see, okay, is this person somebody that I just need to stay with as far as these products? Because remember, it's all about relationships. And so when you connect with people, even if it's online or it's on the phone, and you begin to have a conversation, or it's out in person, right? Because you're not afraid to speak. You realize that, you know what? If it's to be, it's up to me. And the first thing that I got to know that I got to do is nothing happens unless I begin to open my mouth. So I'm out sharing. You got to realize, write this down. WIIFM. What's in it for me? And that does not mean you. That means the person that you're talking to. The prospect that you're talking to. Okay, people don't care how much you know. They want to know how much you care. There's an incredible book out there, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Get it? Because he talks about this, and when you're talking and you're meeting people, it's not about you. Okay, it's about you finding out what is their need. It's about you identifying, okay, and you now leading with the product, not the opportunity, but you're leading with the product, and now you can share your story. Absolutely. When I meet people and I say, listen, and I ask them, you know, hey, first of all, I'm building a relationship with that person, okay? I'm prospecting, right? So I'm building a relationship with that person. So I'm not going to walk up to them and say, hey, do you or anybody you know want to lose 5 pounds in 5 days? You know, or, you know, no, none of that. Not in the beginning, absolutely, because I've gotten good at what I do, and you're saying, okay, well, maybe, you know, I don't know if I could do that. You know why? Because you're not doing it enough, okay? You keep doing it, because what can you do wrong? Only thing they can do is say no, and realize that no's are part of this industry. Okay, you got to become no proof. Write that down. I am no proof, because you're going to get the no's. If you can't handle the no's and the no's cause you to quit, then you're not designed for this industry. Okay, you're not designed for even being a retailer, because every single time you're not going to get the sale. There's going to be some people that are in your pipeline who don't have the money. They may see it, but they don't have the money. So that's why your intentional follow-up got to be on point. You got to create some type of system of follow-up so that now these people don't fall by the wayside, but now you're able to get back with them and follow up, and they may keep on dragging you on. They may even be a fraud, just wasting your time, but you got to identify who they are. How you going to do that? By your system, and now continue to share this thing. So now you meet somebody and you walk up to them, and it may be a conversation about their hair. It may be a conversation of you in the grocery store, you know, and or whatever, and they're picking up something to eat. It may be something about what they're wearing. And so now you begin to talk about them, ladies and gentlemen. All right? So you have a conversation. You say, I am going to talk about this particular person. So you're going to walk up to them and compliment them. Okay? You compliment them on something. And this may sound crazy, but for real, it works. I do it every day. Okay? I'm talking to people. I'm meeting people. My pipeline stay full. Okay? And I realize that some people can, some people will, some people won't. Some people are going to be my customers. Some people say, I want to join, but I don't have the money right now. Okay? I get all of that. So they're in the pipeline. So my follow-up got to be on point. But then there's those that are ready. Okay, so now if I compliment that person on their blouse that they had on, and now I'm having a conversation, girl, where'd you get that blouse? Okay, I'm loving it. You looking fly today. And so now I'm talking to them, and they're telling me, you know what, girl, I can't even remember where I got this thing, but I think I got it at such and such. Really? Okay, I'm gonna have to go and see. You shop there often, and so now I'm just having a general conversation with the person, and it's all about them. Right? And so now as I'm having this general conversation with, let's say, It's Janice, right? And so now I'm finding out from Janice. I'm hearing a little bit about Janice, and I could tell, and she's talking to me, and it may even bridge off into some other things. And so now I'm saying, you know what? Can I ask you a question? Okay, but now, because people say, well, what do you do? Because people say no. Well, when you build a relationship with a person, they now let their guard down. They're going to be open. But if you just run up on them and you're trying to share your products, you're trying to share an opportunity with them, absolutely they're going to shut you down. Okay? Yeah, they're going to shut you down because they don't want to hear that. You're passionate. You got your story. You're excited because you're going to put in the work and be that person that now makes an extra $1,000 a week, the next 5-6 figure earner. But they don't know nothing about you and nothing about what we got in our hands. But now when you build that relationship with that person, they now let their guard down to where they are now open to receiving. So now when I say, because I done built a relationship, she know I love her blouse and what she got on, and I'm going to go and take and see if I could duplicate that and begin to look like her and all that stuff, right? So now I built a relationship. So I'm going to ask her, you know what, can I ask you a question? And she's going to say, sure. Why? Because she's my friend now, okay? And so now I'm going to say, have you heard of the ISOT? Or have you heard of the Lose 5 Pounds in 5-Day product? Right, this bracelet. And I'm pointing to this bracelet. Y'all see, I don't care what I'm doing. These bracelets don't come off my arm, okay? And so they're like, what? Lose 5 pounds in 5 days? Oh my goodness, this is how you eliminate, even with that person that you know, there's been some people that reach out to me and say, well, what do you do? You know, I don't want to be offensive to people. When you build a relationship with a person and you're now having a conversation with them, you won't be offensive, you know, because now you say the #1 detox tea in the world, lose 5 pounds in 5 days, whichever way you want to go. So now they let their guard down. They say, oh my gosh, no, but I need that. Really, you have, what are your health goals? Well, girl, you know what? I've been trying to lose 30, 40 pounds, and I've tried everything, and it just has not worked. And so now this is your opportunity to where, you know, now I'm pulling this tea, you know, I already got it out. I'm like, really? Well, you know what? Guess what? Listen, now I'm on to my tools. What marketing tools are you walking around with? Because I got several different ones, okay? For the professional person that ain't going to walk around with this big old card, I'm not going to give them this big old card. I'm going to give them my card. It say right here, lose 5 pounds in 5 days, you know, or it may be that person that now it's time for me to talk about the 30-33. So I got my 30-33 card in which I'm going to now present this. Or, you know, maybe I just want to use my little simple bookmark. And so now I'm pulling out, like, really? Well, let me tell you, again, facts tell, stories sell. I started to drink this tea. I lost 20 pounds. Now they looking at this, they like, this is you? Yeah, girl, this is me. I lost 20 pounds in 31 days. And guess what? It changed my entire life. Okay, this girl is interested in the product. I'm not getting ready to talk to you about my money. You can flip over and talk about the money. Okay, you're gonna see the money on the other side of the card, or you know, maybe on your card, you know, lose 5 pounds in 5 days, make an extra $250 to $1,000 this week. Okay, so now you keep it all about the product, and then you have the opportunity, because if that person is ready to get this tea, all right, you got to learn how to ask for the money. Okay, that's another thing. People are afraid to ask for the money. And I can understand that, because you know what, y'all, remember, I did everything wrong in this industry for 20 years. So there's nothing that you can tell me that you go through that I haven't done wrong, haven't been through, because I didn't ask for the money. All right, so, and I was afraid to ask for the money. But now if you have the product, you can simply ask, well, you know what, one pack, this pack makes enough for an entire week. It's going to help you to lose 5 pounds in 5 days. It's just $20 for this pack of tea to get you started. You want to get one today so you can go home with it and make it tonight? It's real simple. You ask for the money, right? Okay, and so now that's the time in which you ask for the money. But maybe the conversation doesn't even get that far. Maybe that person is in a hurry, right? And they got something to do. And so therefore you don't even get to that point. So now you're talking about the tea, or perhaps you got out and you don't have your tea, God forbid, okay? But so now you just want to exchange some information with that person. And remember, it's called book a meeting from a meeting. Bam, fam, write that down. Book a meeting from a meeting. When you connect with a person, you build a relationship with that person, you now want to book a meeting from that particular meeting that you just had with that person as you made that friend. So now what you want to do is you want to say to them, well, you know what? listen, I would love to share some more information for you. Don't throw up on people. Okay, that's what I'm finding is happening. Even when people are picking up the phone, you're talking too much. Okay, this is not, you just want to give them, think about a fishing pole. Okay, when you throw it in the water and you got the little worm or whatever, you just don't want that fish to take the whole worm, and you don't have no fish to eat, right? But instead, you just want to throw that thing in the water. You want them to grab, and then you want to take that thing back, right? So you want to give them a little bit of information so that they're curious, right? So that now they're biting and they're like, lose 5 pounds in 5 days. That girl told me she lost 20 pounds in 31 days. So now you want to say, well, you know what? Listen, I know you're in a hurry, and we got a lot going on, but I want to go ahead. Let me give you my business card, okay? And so now I'm going to give them whatever card is applicable for the situation. Okay, here's my number, and let me get let's exchange numbers. Let me get your card. I'm always going to ask them for their card because I'm going to treat them as a professional. If they don't have one, they're going to tell me, well, you know what? I don't have a card. Okay, no problem. Let me go ahead and let me get your phone number. All right, so now I'm putting their phone number into my phone, okay? And I'm going to tell them, I'm going to send you a quick text message so we can connect. But you know what? As a matter of fact, I'm going to send you something to even look at. Sometimes I do that. Now, I tell you, I recruit people all day long with that 10-minute video tea, okay, that we have out there that the doctor did that breaks down every herb. When people watch it, they're like, oh my God, I need this tea now, okay, for real. And so I may send them that video, but I'm going to connect. But I'm going to ask them, okay, so what's a good time for us to talk later? Or what's a good time for us to talk tomorrow? If it's late in the evening, I got to respect that person. They may be going home, having to cook dinner. They may have a husband or a wife or kids to deal with. So if it's late at night, what's a good time tomorrow? If it's early in the day, I'm not gonna turn off all of today. If I'm meeting you at 10 o'clock in the morning, you got some time to talk to me later on in the day, right? So now I'm gonna book a meeting from a meeting, set up a time, so that now when I pick up the phone and I call that person, what's the link for that video? That video, I can tell you it's on my YouTube channel. I will post it on my Facebook page. But it's on YouTube, that doctor's video. Yeah, we'll put it out there. I'll figure out a way to get it out to you guys. But I send that out all the time to prospects, to business partners. I send it to them, and I send it to customers all day long. And they're like, how can I please get this tea? Okay, and so now when I follow up the next day with that person, right, I'm following up with Janice now, right, because it's all about intentional follow-up. So now, you know, you don't just go out, you don't just put the person's name in your phone. That's why I like to send a text message so they're in my text. But you got to write something down. You got to have you some systems so that now you remember who you talk to. Because if you're, you know, out meeting people, you want to now have some type of system, whether it's something, you know, some people like stuff online. That's my husband. My husband likes, you know, systems, things like that. I'm old school, all right? I'm 49 years old. I'm old school. He's 49 too, but he new school. But I'm old school. I want to write it down, okay? So I got a system of writing stuff down between my calendar, between literally creating me a system to where I know, okay, I talked to these people today. I want to follow up with them tomorrow, so I'm going to take it. I'm going to put them in tomorrow's category, tomorrow's date, and I'm going to pull everybody out on that date, you know, and I'm going to talk to those people. If I need to follow up with you in 5 days, I'm going to put you on that date, and I'm going to pull everybody out on that 5 days system, and I'm going to call everybody that day, okay? So whatever works for you, you figure out a system on what's going to work for you, you know, and go from there. I just don't trust the cell phones and the calendars and all that because I've lost too much information. So I need some backup paperwork in order to make sure that I'm on point, and that's just me. So now when I pick up the phone, I call Janice the next day. Remember, guys, we're talking about prospecting, bossing up, right? Business is open, so we got to sell something. And so now what's going to happen? Thank you. What's going to happen now when I pick up the phone and I decide to call Janice the next day? Remember, Janice already really know my voice when I call her, right? Because she's expecting my call because we schedule a time, right? So I booked that meeting. So now when I pick up the phone, I say, hey, Janice, how you doing? Hey, girl, I'm saying this is Pam. Before I even get Pam out, she already know because I built a relationship. But if she don't, hey, girl, yeah, this is me. Remember I met you yesterday. I was talking about that bad shirt you had on. And so now I'm having a conversation with Janice, and I'm not going to immediately go into the product. I'm going to find out a little bit more about Janice. So tell me, you know, I know we had a conversation. You look fly. What do you do for a living? right? You know, okay, great. So now I'm finding out, okay, are you have kids? Are you married? And so it's a conversation about them, right? People don't care how much you know. People want to know how much you care. You build some relationships with people. And so now you build a relationship. And so now when I talk to Janice, I'm like, yeah, girl, you know, we was talking about that tea. The tea is one of the products that we have. But now tell me a little bit more about your goals. You know, I lost 20 pounds in 31 days on that tea. It absolutely changed my entire life. And I'm excited because I share it with people all around the world. But tell me, what are your goals? You know, because I do this for a living. I help people get healthy, and I help people get wealthy. So I'm a little hint, clue. I just dropped some financial nuggets on there, okay? But I'm not going into anything about me, okay? And so now she's like, well, you know what? And because I'm talking to her and I asked them what they do for a living, they're going to tell you right away, you're going to be able to hear from them, do they even like what they do? Well, girl, yeah, I work this job. I tell you, if I could just find a way to get off this job. See, it's all about building relationships. You know, I'm not really happy. I work long hours. And so you pay attention to what you're hearing. Your listening skills got to be turned up. That's another reason why you got to build relationships. It's not about you. You got to learn how to listen to what's being said so that you know the next direction to turn that thing in. So if I'm hearing Janet saying, you know what, I'm sick and tired of my boss, and now I'm telling her, I'm like, okay, I'm thinking. My wheels are spinning. But I'm still going to keep it about the product right now because, you know, we connected about the product. So now I'm going to find out what are your health goals? And they tell me, well, you know what? I want to lose 50 pounds. I want to lose 60 pounds. And say, well, you know what? Listen, I'm going to now begin to shoot out stories like Janice Parker, who lost 50 pounds. I'm going to shoot out stories like Sonia Atchison, who lost 50 pounds. You know, I'm going to shoot out all these different stories, you know. And so now I'm telling them, and sometimes I even text them, look at this. Look at this. I'm going to send you this before and after picture. Look at this. Absolutely. And so now they're hearing the different stories, and now I'm going to let them know, hey, listen, we definitely could achieve those goals. You know, it's not by chance that we met. It's not by chance that we connected. And so now I'm going to tell them about the Solutions Kit. I'm going to tell them about the Freedom Kit. I'm going to tell them about the Get Fit Kit. And I'm going to identify, I'm going to listen to them, and guess what? Boom, sale. You know, or maybe it's that particular person in which, you know, they've said to you on that call, they don't like their job. They don't like what they're doing. You know, they're living paycheck to paycheck. They're looking for something else. And so now I'm going to put them in front of some information. I'm going to put them on the 10 o'clock call if it's late in the evening. If it's early in the morning, I'm not going to wait for the 10 o'clock call. No, I'm about to send you a recorded call. I'm about to send you a video. And I'm also going to send you something to where now you can hear the fullness of everything. You may have just said that you want to hear about the product, but you know what? Here, I want you to listen to this. And are you available to listen to it now? Again, I just booked another meeting. I'm not just going to send you this stuff and just wait on you. I wonder if they watched it. See, I used to do all this, y'all, okay? I used to do this. Now I'm like, man, they told me they was going to call me back. They not calling me back, all right? and why? It's because I didn't book a meeting from a meeting. So you let them know, absolutely, I care about you. I want to see you successful. But guess what? Listen, can you watch this video right now? Can you listen to this call right now? Because I'm available for the next hour. This only take you a few minutes to look at. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Okay, great. So go ahead, watch this, listen to this now, and then give me a call back as soon as you're done. Now, you got them in front of some more information. Prospecting. Boss up. Business is open, so y'all got to sell something, all right? Built on self-success. This is not anything that you touch in life is not going to become successful unless you're willing to put in the work. And in our industry, in most businesses, I don't care what business you are in, traditional business or what have you, if your mouth is not open, okay, if there's not some signs flying, some commercials flying to where people are now aware that the business exists, there's not going to be a transaction. There's not going to be a sale. There's not going to be an exchange of something in order to create the success. So therefore, again, book a meeting from a meeting. Prospect, open your mouth, okay? So there's a lot of different ways to prospect in our business, okay? I talked about the phone, picking up the phone. You cannot be afraid to pick up the phone, to let a person know that, hey, I got something, okay? To let a person know that, you have some products that are life-changing, to lead with your story. If there was one thing that you would want to change about your health, what would it be? So you call people, and maybe you're talking too much when you call people. Maybe you're spending too much time on the phone. Maybe you're throwing up all over that person with a lot of excitement. But if you're picking up the phone and you're going through your list, you want to let that person know, number one, you want to find out a couple of things. Do they have a minute? Okay, the last thing you want to do is pick up a phone and that person does not want to be bothered with what you have to say right now. So you want to find out, do you have a minute? And they say, great. And now you set the tone. Listen, I'm not going to keep you long because I don't have a whole lot of time. Okay, so now you just set the tone. So you're not on the phone to talk for an hour, okay, because you got work to do, all right? Your business is open, so you got to sell something today. And it's a numbers game. So I'm not going to keep you for a whole lot of time, but can I ask you a question? If there was one thing that you would want to change about your health, what would it be? I'm excited because you know what? I found this product. It's helped me to lose 5 pounds in 5 days. Detox. I'm feeling incredible. I don't know, for some reason. Remember, it's all about posture. I thought about you. If I could show you how I could lose 5 pounds in 5 days, would you want to know more? So just different questions to where now you're having a conversation with that person, but you don't talk too much. You let them know, this is what it's done for me. You can edify somebody else's story. Don't be afraid to edify. That's another thing that people miss out on, edifying and edifying who you're connected to and edifying the different stories, because in corporate America, we're not taught to edify anybody because it's cutthroat. Why? Because if somebody's in a position that somebody want that person's job, right? So therefore, anybody going to edify. But in this industry, you got to learn how to edify and show the connection and now edify who you're connected to and create that level of respect with the people, especially when you're now going to connect them to the person that you're working directly with. So you edify. Okay, but now you're having a conversation with that person and you simply lead them to something. You cannot be afraid to share some type of information with that person in order to now create the transaction that you're looking for. But you always stay with the products. Don't get on the phone and talk opportunity. If you know that you haven't created any type of success, lead with the products, put them in front of the information. And if they have the mindset, remember, 95 to 97% of the world don't have the mindset to do something different. They want to continue to build somebody else's dream. So you're sifting and you're sorting, which means you got to sift and you got to sort a little bit faster. You got to pick up your game. You got to identify how many people are you connecting with. You have a plan. And if your plan is saying that, you know what, I'm going to connect I'm going to pick up the phone. I'm going to call 20 people today. Okay. But out of them 20 people, you're only getting one person or zero. Then, hey, maybe you need to decide to do something different. Maybe you need to increase. Okay. Maybe what's in your phone is not working. Okay. You process them people in your phone real quickly, but the professional in our industry never is ever at a point when you don't have a list. You see, professionals keep that list going. See, you may say, well, I just got started yesterday. Well, guess what? It's time to boss up. Business is open, so sell something. And to realize that you got to become a professional very quickly and to know and understand that you don't have to know everything, okay? Don't get analysis paralysis. Think you got to go to TLC school and before you can actually begin to work. Because when we got started and we started to sip on this tea, ladies and gentlemen, we didn't know anything. Okay, we didn't know anything. It was ignorance on fire. That's what created the success. That's what created the momentum. Okay, so you got to open your mouth in order to create the success. So you leverage your phone. You revisit your customers. Okay, a lot of us have customers that you need to go back to. I know our retail queens. They got a complete system on doing this. So you go back and you revisit your customers. You actually care about them. And so now you revisit them. And you identify, how things are going for you. And now you let them know. You find out, okay, maybe they're sending you some referrals. Remember, our retail to recruit is very strong. So now you communicate with your customers and now you're able to find out, okay, is this person somebody? Well, what if? You have an incredible testimony. Wow, these products, I know that they're changing lives left and right. You have an incredible testimony. So what if? What if? I can show you how, I don't know, it may or may not be for you, but I know some people who could benefit from the products. and maybe they'd even refer some people to you. But, what if? I don't know. It may or may not be for you, but, would you be interested in knowing how you could turn your story into some extra income? You have not because you ask not. You don't need to connect us to everybody to ask that question. You ask the question, okay? And process it. And they're going to tell you, because one thing about it I learned a long time ago is that you don't want to turn a great customer into a bad business partner who now is just a position in your back office doing absolutely nothing, okay? They're not even on a smart chip. They just gonna place an order whenever they decide to. Y'all don't need that. We don't need that. No, we need commitment, okay? If they're not willing to be on a smart chip, then you keep them as your customer and you keep on retailing them products in order to create that retail money, that on-demand money, all right? So know that. So you revisit your customers. Now, obviously, with your products, when we have new products, we just had that soap come out. Again, this is another reason to pick up the phone. So when you build relationships with your customer and you're revisiting them, you can let them know about new things that are happening, within the business, new product alerts, and now you can offer them some type of deal on the products and things like that. So it's all about prospecting, opening your mouth on a daily basis, social media, definitely posting, learning how to post, saying the right things, getting people in your DMs. At the end of the day, you want to connect with people, you want people to now be in your DMs, in your inboxes, responding to what you got. Again, people attach themselves to things that are moving, things that are attractive. There's got to be a certain level of energy that you create on social media. And at the end of the day, you can create all you want on social media, but what are you like offline? Okay, because at the end of the day, you got to become that person offline in order to not be a fraud. Okay, so therefore, you get the two to line up together, you get the two to be parallel, and then you're going to become a beast in this industry because you're doing the work online, offline, you're leveraging online, definitely. Why? Because if you're not, you're leaving money on the table for real. Definitely. We live in a microwave society. The world is online, social media, internet, all of that. That's how you connect with the masses. That's how you build a global organization. But if you're putting up a post today and then you ain't posting nothing for 3-4 days, and then the post that you put up is one of the flyers that say lose 5 pounds in 5 days, 9 herbs, holy thistle, papaya, chamomile. Come on, nobody want to see that at all. That's not attractive. No, you remember, social media loves energy. So you put a post up, hey, lose 5 pounds in 5 days. Ask me how. Or you got your 30-33, right? You working out of your clothes, 30 minutes, 30 days, 3 products. Ask me how. And now you working out, you look good. Come on, that's the type of stuff that you want to do on social media. Energy. That's what's going to attract people to now say, to go into your DM. But they pay attention to what you're doing, okay? They pay attention to, are you consistent? Or are you deciding to sip the tea on Monday and now you don't pick the tea back up till Saturday? Because that's the picture that social media pictures, posts, whatever, shares, okay? It shows inconsistency. It's not about the likes, but it's definitely about your consistency, and people see every single thing. They pay attention to it. So I know it's late. Listen, I'm having a good time. I'm talking, y'all. But it's almost time for me to end this call. But just know that there's a lot of ways for you to be able to prospect by going out to gyms, setting up tables, any avenue that you can get our products. Keep it with the product in front of people. Going to events, networking events. One of the things that I used to do, I used to join a lot of different groups. I would go on meetup.com and I would find out different events that were happening. There's even Eventbrite or even Facebook where you can find the different things that are happening in your area. But I would join different groups so that now I could go out and I could meet people. So if Nate and I wanted to meet some couples, we're going to join a couple group that maybe they just get together and they have game night. Right now I can tell you I am maximizing. How did Nate and Pam McCray end up in the community magazine? Y'all seen our pictures? How? Because I'm out here networking. Let me tell you, I said these people are going to know that Nate and Pam McCray, I found Nate and Pam McCray live here. So we work out in the gym. We're like, hey, I'll run up in there with my 30-33. Now we walk in there, hey, people knows me on the front cover of the magazine. So every event that the neighborhood offer, and I'm at, if I'm around. Why? Because it's about building relationships. And so, and even to the point to where I got people in the neighborhood that when I'm with them, they're like, she got this tea It helped you lose 5 pounds in 5 days. All right, they doing the marketing for me. Okay, because of relationships. Dag IG, I'm getting ready to lose you guys, but it's time for me to get off of here. So just know that, listen, prospecting is very important for your business. You got to boss up everybody. Okay, remember, the business is open. You got to sell something on a daily basis. All right, it's built on self-success. So write that down, boss. Tonight, I'm going to make a decision that I'm going to boss up. I'm going to open my mouth. I'm going to put in the work. I'm going to do what's necessary in order to get this thing done. That's the only way it's going to happen. So ladies and gentlemen, I ran out of time. I've been going on. It's crazy because I was like, what am I going to talk about on this team call tonight as I ran into the house? But again, it's already in me. So God just allowed me to pour it right on out into you guys tonight. So I hope that helps. IG, I'm about to lose you. But before I lose you guys, listen, tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Obviously, those of you on this team call, you're already an IBO. So that means that I want you guys to go to what